Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Old Gray Bricks Messy Monday. We're all in here being messy. Chris will not be with us tonight because they got their floor done in their living room, and he is arranging furniture. So, no, honey, move it over that way a little. No, back this way a little. That's what he's doing right now. So,
What if we
how are you guys doing?
I'm just laughing at Chris moving furniture.
Can he actually do that? Like, are his muscles strong enough?
That's a reference to only having one. Okay.
Well, Maddie, it's been nice. It's been nice knowing you as a guest on this show.
We're at 35 seconds, and that got dropped.
Bye. See you later. It's Moto. Moto is here now.
Wait a minute. Where are you, Moto? So in the chat, we've got Susan Reeves, Will Hafner, Andrew Sada, Brickanizer. Welcome to the show and the chats. And what are y'all doing? Anybody doing anything they want to talk about? Anything interesting?
I had a big Lego weekend.
I was there.
You were part of my big Lego weekend. But if Matthew wants to talk about his building first, that's fine.
Well, you have it in hand. Come on, wave it around.
What? Is it just me or is your screen grainy? No.
I know where you live, Bricksmith. I have your address. Don't you do that. So I have an ambition to do a skyscraper, multi-story skyscraper, but I also want to make something that no one's made before, and I don't want a tall box. The last thing I want is a tall, square thing. And so I was trying to play around with something that has some curves and some different colors, and I have a whole bunch of these rounded pieces from our bulk lug. So I got 26 of these in the bulk lug, so I have a lot of them. So I was trying to work out one floor that I could then stack on. Thank you, Fazoom. It is a fabulous map. Unfortunately, I'm going to need an update after the next census, but it'll be replaced probably next year.
Check your floors, blow boy.
So I'm kind of playing around with. So I have a whole bunch of these in the dark turquoise. So these curved wall panels, and I have a whole bunch of these curved pieces here. So I'm trying to work out something so it looks not just a square panel. Oh, I almost dropped it.
Just put that anywhere.
But all the corners will have some curves in them. And the only trouble is, like, I want to use black as the accent color, but these are like 30 cents a piece on Bricklink. And I didn't think they're going to be that expensive. And I only have like 3 of them. So I'm going to need a lot more if there's like 20 stories of this thing. So I have a ton of dark turquoise. It seems like apparently when I was placing bricks and pieces orders, I was just throwing dark turquoise into all of my orders because I actually have a ton of bricks. And I have a ton of the wall panels, and I have a ton of the quarter panels. It's the black pieces I don't have. So I don't know. I'm still playing around with it. I kind of debated maybe making it like two panels high, but then for minifigure scale, I think that'd be too tall. So I don't know. What do you think? Should I keep it this height?
For your floor, each floor?
Yeah.
So when I've been doing my tower, I would do I would say a brick on top and a brick on the bottom.
Like a row of brick above and below.
A row of brick above and below.
There definitely will be these panels will sit on top of it, and I was just kind of tacking them on right now.
Yeah.
There would be a row of bricks above that for sure.
Yeah.
I could put one underneath too.
Do you need some more of those round black pieces? Because I picked up. I don't know how you feel about used pieces, but I have a few of those. Yeah.
Oh, no one's going to notice they're used at a convention when they're standing 4 feet away.
Okay. Well, let's talk after the show, and I can move around and try to count them.
Yeah, as long as they're the 6x6 corner.
For sure.
The 4x4 don't work quite as well because I'd have to reinforce them and connect them. But yeah, if you've got some 6x6, I'd be very interested in black.
Okay. I never know what to do with those.
Always put on black.
The other thing that I've got a ton of black pieces I never used, and I need to use my black and my dark gray. And I recently got rid of a bunch of the pink, so I'm trying to use some colors I don't always use. So shockingly, there was some two VIP thing that nobody announced that I found about through my text today. And someone's like, what'd you get for 2 VIP? And I was like, what's this? And then I got in my car, drove to the store, and I picked up the latest, which is the pug costume character, which is kind of cute. And I got the Christmas, and then the little inflatable, which will go in something. And I completed the last of the 3 video. I got the shark, the DJ Shark or whatever, Shark DJ, to go along with my Brokeback Mountain Cowboy and my my melting ice cream guy. And then not picture
Cowboy ice cream melting guy.
Ice cream melting guy, yeah. And I got the space shuttle because Chris and Dana made me do it because
they do things like that all the time.
They would be like, "You're gonna feel like an ignoramus if you don't buy this amazing set and all of its super cool building techniques." So I gave in to peer pressure and I bought it.
And so did Rich.
Oh my god.
I have a question. Do you want to use black as an accent color because you just have a lot of black you're trying to use up?
Well, I do have a lot of black, but I actually think the black looks good next to the dark turquoise. I don't think dark gray looks nearly as good. So like I had a dark, it's sitting on a dark gray panel. And if you juxtapose the black and the dark gray, I just think the black looks like a better contrast color personally. So, I didn't get out the color wheel to compare, but just eyeballing it, I like the black better than the dark gray.
Okay. I was just like, if those 6x6s are so expensive in black, I just wondered if you checked them in other colors.
And they're in a bunch of other colors and they're cheap. They're cheap in lime green. They're cheap in regular green. So I might test regular green against the dark turquoise and see how it looks, but I kind of think it's going to look terrible. That's my gut instinct, but I haven't actually put it side by side. So.
I think the lime green would actually look better against the turquoise. I'm going to sample it out right now.
Okay.
Look, that looks sick. And the reason why the lime green ones are cheap is because of Friends. So even though they're not contrasting colors, I honestly think, Matt, and you can take this or leave this, I think it would look a lot better if it was lime green instead of the black.
So here's the thing. If you make this lime green, your eye will be drawn to this because it's the brighter color.
That's true.
If you make this a darker color, your eye is going to go to this.
Well,
so those are the choices those are the consequences of the choices.
Green.
There are always consequences to choices.
I just like black better. I mean, I don't know.
You could also put lime green in there just as a little accent here and there, just kind of give it a little bit of color. Just a little trim or something here and there.
Yeah, I mean,
that's all I got.
I could go to 3 colors. That's true.
3 colors?
Ooh, that's
well, what is
fancy.
the?
Are
So
you
I
going
understand.
to always go with 3 colors?
Well, I mean, most modulars have a 3-color base, and then they throw in little extra stuff. But 3-color, I build in 3 colors quite often.
I pretty much always build in 3 colors.
Yeah, I mean,
When I build in pink and dark pink.
the other question is,
Sometimes very, very, very light pink.
do you think this should have like a balcony? Like it's supposed to be like a skyscraper. If this was 1 floor in a terrace, do you think I should just leave it enclosed, or should I have a balcony off the ends? Maybe like I could put like a balcony.
To me, that color
I think
just screams Miami, and I can't see it being in Miami without a balcony.
Well, I was going to say,
Put a swimming pool on top.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
that's in
maybe
the
extend
that's
part
in
of
the works.
but
maybe. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, but this building, the shape that you've already built reminds me of an apartment building that my friend lived in China, and the balcony's actually spiraled around. You know what I mean? Like it looked like a spiral staircase on a skyscraper building that was 40 floors high.
Do you have a picture?
No.
Because here's the crazy thing is that my hard drive is gone. The hard drive was left in China, so
Can
all
you
that
Google
stuff is
Earth it?
gone.
You know the name of the building?
I don't. But I could contact someone to take a picture of it.
So one of the things I'm still playing around with is this.
Oh!
Good night, everybody.
This is
no.
one floor.
Let's go to an earthquake joke in here somewhere.
Hey, the nice thing about Lego is you can always rebuild. Okay. So one of the things I'm thinking about is I could, the simplest thing would be just to stack them, right? So it would go up like this. But I also thought about putting them on like a plate. So each one rotates like about 15 degrees so that the whole thing like spirals up, like as it goes, it spirals.
Kind of the way Tyler Kleitz and Amy did their 3-color thing.
Listen, we're not talking about that, Dana. This
No,
was
but
Are you saying I'm derivative, Dana?
Steal from the best.
I have never heard of that ever before. No.
But that would also look good too. You can still put a balcony on the back end and then twist it up, so then you would have the balcony spiral as well, right?
Yeah, I think I would just want to make it consistent across every floor,
Right.
so that the
And
weight.
it would be easier to build because then you're doing the same strip for the same floor, but you're just going up, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So I
Thing. Oh, sorry. Never
No,
mind.
finish your thought. I feel like I keep interrupting you.
I'm sorry.
Well,
I
that's
feel like
just
I
because
keep
she talks
interrupting.
all the time.
Yeah, I talk too much. I'm sorry. But I was going to say you're lucky that you have a senior cat because, like, if I was to build that in my own home, my cat would just be like.
Yeah. No, I'm grateful that she's not a Godzilla in my city. She's just bored. She's like takes naps, like if it was a good place to take a nap, she might just fall asleep in the middle of it. But she leaves my Lego stuff alone 99% of the time. Now, I know if I ever get a young cat, that won't be the case, but it is right now.
I will say that
I understand. So I get that you're trying to avoid just a square, like square brick that stands up really tall, but since you're not using basic brick in that floor, is it going to be able to take the weight of all the weight on top of it? And does it need any kind of reinforcement on the inside, perhaps?
There'll be more. So this is what I call tacking. I'm tacking things in place. They're lightly held in place to get the shape.
Man, it's
And
not
then-
tacky.
Then the next phase is you make it stronger. So for me, it's about getting the shape and the profile and the color. And then the next thing is I'll build a sturdier version. This would not hold together as it is at the moment. It's going to need more plates and 1-bys and bricks to be so I could take it to a show. It doesn't fall apart in the car. Yeah, you're right. Right now, this is not stable, but this isn't the finished product. This is me deciding on color and shape right now.
Mark and Dana would like to know where the engines go.
Well, if Chris were here, he would ask if the landing gear is going to be strong enough, but
Clearly.
oh, so the VIP goes to the 20th, is what I heard, of the month.
Yeah, to the 20th.
And if you live in our metro area, they're going to get another shipment in on Friday. So if you're thinking about, if you want something they don't have in stock, check back on Friday. Sorry, that was for locals only.
Well, for other areas in the country, that may still apply.
It's true, it could. You may want to call your store and see if they get something cool in. But they had a ton of space shuttles. Like that was the main thing I was waiting for double points, and I want to get the Lantern Garden, which they're out of right now, but I'm hoping they'll get some in on Friday. So that would be fantastic.
What about those poly bags that Maddie's looking for?
What are you looking for?
No, not that one. The ones that are on backward until like.
No. The Chinese New Year set polybag is only available on the internet. I talked to the Lego people about it, and they're back ordered until August. But I did get the new dots, and these are freaking hilarious. I was able to dress up. They're in this container right now. My brick separators for their brick separator video with these funny eyes. Like, look at this one. Oh my god, it's a rainbow eyelash eye. But
Nice.
this eye, this is what I think you space nerds are going to freak out about. Look at this one.
Ooh.
Sort of, kind of.
That's cool. Like
That's not an
my
eye.
brother
That's an
was like, I
exhaust
want
port.
that.
That's a serious dilation of the eye.
Yeah,
thinking more
like
of a
he's a little
window.
bit high. Just
Yeah.
a little bit high. And we've got like there's like 10 or 15, but the this food pack was phenomenal.
Oh yeah, I got one of those from Small Paul. That led to the restaurant that he wanted me to build for him. So
Nice.
That's awesome. But I was really just like, it showed up and, you know, my PayPal was charged and I was like, I used my VIP points for this, so I need to call them up to fix that. But, and then I found out that they don't charge you for the things that are back ordered or whatever until they come out. So then I think what I'm going to do is just actually cancel that order because I'm worried that in July I'm not going to have money to pay for that at that time. Because I'm in that that delicate situation right now. I'm like trying to figure out personal finances and stuff, and who knows where I'm going to be in freaking July to pay for something in August.
That's like forever.
Yeah, it is. That's like 5 months away. Yeah, that's 5 months away. Anyways, that's it.
okay. Well,
Adulting
what's
is
going
hard.
on? Anybody else? Anybody else building anything? Doing anything interesting?
Well, I'm building my mosaic because it's Monday. So this is plate 5. As exciting as that is, because you don't know what it is because you can't see it. But Mark and Chris and I went to Atlanta Brick Company on Friday, and I dropped off all those minifigures that I've been sorting forever. And I wound up getting the last 4.
Ooh.
The last 4 minifigures I need. Well, last 4 of the 5 minifigures I need to complete the entire run of series 1 through whatever 21 I think we're on right now. So I'm only missing 1 now, other than the fact that I was able to grab the librarian.
Which one are you missing, Dana?
Spoilers. Wait a minute. Let me talk
Oh,
about
I'm sorry.
it.
Okay.
Got the mermaid, which was very fun.
Ooh,
She's a hottie. I got the saxophone player, or as I like to refer to him as Jake Elwood,
yes, sir.
in the bagpipe player. So the one that I'm still missing that will complete my run is the plumber from Series 7.
He's
Don't know
from
why.
9. He's
I
from
have
9.
no idea why. I sorted 40
Plumber.
pounds
Plumber's from
of
9.
minifigures, and there was not a complete plumber in there. There was no torso and no head for any of the plumbers. There was the legs, the hats, the plungers, but no heads and torsos. So I figured, well, when I go down to Atlanta Brick Company, they've probably got one by now. I haven't been down there in 6 months. Nope. They didn't have any plumbers either. So I'm just going to go ahead and bite the bullet and order one on Bricklink. And
Don't do that. I got one.
You're just going to send me a plumber?
I don't give a shit. I mean, I don't care.
Well, you know,
Can we
I
smash
don't
it?
know if I want to, because then you'll have my address, and who knows what nefarious.
Well, I guess I can't wait. You know,
Maybe I should have you send it to Matthew for me.
there you go.
Because I need a plumber too.
I was going to say he probably needs a plumber too, because he's getting close to being complete too. How far are you from being complete too?
I think I'm down to like 25, 27, but I haven't really focused on it lately because we haven't had any shows.
Yeah.
It was always something that I did at shows where I would take around maybe minifigs I didn't want and I would trade because usually you get a better deal. So I might take a bunch of Ninjago minifigs or Friends or something. Like I'm literally going to do nothing with these.
Yeah.
Can I trade these in and get some CMFs to get me closer? And now that now that shows are maybe back on the horizon for August, you know, I'll save that as something to pursue.
Yeah. Well, that's how actually we met Chris Cott from Atlanta Brick Company, was me and you trading him figures that we didn't want. And I think I'd probably say at least half of the minifigures that I acquired have been through him for trades. of random stuff that I didn't want, whether it was Ninjago or something other wacky, like Friends even sets and Minecraft stuff. I traded in, and he took cars from like the Disney Cars movies. Those actually have some decent retail value that they retail. Yeah. So kind of funny. Then I also, because I wound up getting a bunch of credit from doing sorting, I had the credit hole burning in my pocket. So they had this bad boy up on the shelf.
Wow.
The Galactic Enforcer. So I brought that guy home. I haven't had a chance to build him yet. It is on my plate of things to do. So which is why it's right here under the table. But the big thing that happened on Friday is that Mark and Chris and we were doing an interview with one of the Atlanta Brick Company guys, and I had mentioned before we started doing the interview that Mark and Chris had gotten to design their own sets, and so we wound up talking about that for a bit of the conversation. And my intention when I went down there was because last time I'd been down at Atlanta Brick Company, they had one of the sets that Mark and Chris had designed. I can't remember whether it was Space Skulls or not, or which one it was, but they didn't have any this time. So I was like, oh, well, kind of bummed. That was one of the reasons. That was one of the things I was going to pick up. And Mark says to me, he's like, I happen to have 2 copies of each if you'd be interested in a copy. And I'm like, what do I got to do? He's like, follow me to my house. I'm like, done. So
watch out. That's how serial killers get you home.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, well, luckily small Paul was with him. So I got the Space Skulls, and of course, can't get that in there. The old Star Justice, sealed in box.
Ooh,
Very excited. Big checklist off of my list of things to get that I've been wanting to get. Because I found them on Bricklink, but there was always question about the shipping because it's a bigger box and this and that. It was just going to be up higher. And I'm like, I'll just wait. I'll wait and see if I can find one locally. So Mark hooked me up. I'm good to go. We're going to do some. He's going to come to me at a later date and ask for a favor, and that's how we're going to. We'll deal with this. So,
are you going to get them autographed?
So, the conversation came up, and Chris, off the cuff, just says, "Well, that'll just decrease the value of the set." So I left them unsigned. I don't know whether I will or won't have them signed at a later time when they're together. Who knows? But now you know what though, Mark, you put a dilemma on me. I want you to understand that I now have this huge dilemma. I want to build them, but at the same time, I want to keep them sealed.
He did that just to torture you.
So what might happen is these will become my hold on to sets, and then I think I'm going to part out and still put them together so I can actually build them, because they're mostly common pieces to begin with. Other than the sticker sheets, which I might be able to still find sticker sheets from someplace. I bet you know what's probably strange. I bet you Scott Little has sticker sheets. Probably does. So I might be able to part them out and do that. And the funny thing is after posting the pictures on Instagram, the top comment has been, so many stickers, which I promptly replied back to them that even the designers didn't want there to be that many stickers, but unfortunately, that's what had to happen. Hello, Lego. So
yeah, when you're participating in the Lego Factory program, you don't get to ask Lego to custom make printed pieces.
Exactly. It could have just been no stickers, and they would have just had nothing, and that would have been probably, I think, even worse because it would have lost some of that fun.
Yeah. Well, at the time we made that, there were no space torsos available for those, for the set to have in it. So it
would have been just blank torsos.
Because people complained about the stickers at the time we made the sets, and they complained after. And they're still
Lego fans. Lego fans, they're never happy.
Mark, the stickers, in order for us to have the thing look like it does with the figures to have something on the torso, It had to have stickers. That's just the reality of it.
Exactly.
Mark, it seems to me that the people who are getting ideas sets built today are having much more luck with getting pieces made in new colors, because I've seen that a number of times where an idea set that actually gets mass produced suddenly has a part that's never come in this color before. I wonder if they're just more open to doing that kind of custom work than they were when you guys were.
Well, it's a completely different program. At the time, the Lego Factory program was designing something using the Lego Factory software, which was kind of like pick a brick. It was like software that you could build with a limited selection of parts and a limited number of colors that were in production that year. And that was kind of how that came to be. And the palette would change from time to time depending on what they were producing and what colors. So
Okay.
it wasn't the kind of thing where they planned out a set and then did production runs specifically for that set. It was a different type of production.
It was almost like those parts. New Elementary's done these things where they brought people in and they just gave them like, here's some parts, see what you can make out of it. It's kind of like they were doing that at a larger scale for the factory.
Yeah, it was more like that. It was, it was building our sets based on the parts that were available to us, during that 6-month period. So,
I mean, you got to think about it. You and Chris and the other factory guys who got to build sets. I mean, you were pioneers. I mean, there was nothing like this. This was new ground. I mean, granted, you guys, I found out you guys were the second to last sets to be done. Joe Mino was the last one, but I mean, there was only maybe 8-9 sets, I think. So, it was a very short-lived period of time when that was going on, and then it went to Kuso. Actually, was the next thing. I think it was Kuso, wasn't there? Wasn't something between Factory and Kuso, was there?
not that I recall.
Yeah. So, I mean, that was early adaptation that, Lego, I mean, we give Lego a hard time when they come up with something brand new and how they fail at it. And so this was something, again, at the time was brand new. So
I think Dana brings up a question that I would be interested in maybe even doing as a show topic, which would be, is there a Lego set that you would keep sealed on the shelf? And what would that set be? Because almost everything I buy for me is I'm going to open and build it. So are there mint sealed in box things that you would buy intending just to leave them sealed in the box? And what would that set be?
So we actually talked about this a little bit on Friday when we were in Brick Company, because they had one. I don't remember the set number off the top of my head, but it was a little tiny old classic space set, and it was $60. It was sealed. Well, I think it was sealed. I think Chris said that it looked like maybe the tape had been reapplied or something like that. But again, we were upstairs looking at other sets when I was looking at the Space Police set, and they had a couple other sets that might have been sealed or just had the box, and I'm like, I want to open it up. I mean, if I took home a sealed set, I want to open it up. So it's actually, it's kind of hard to take home a set. And the reason I don't want to open these up is because it's Mark and Chris. If it had been somebody else and who just made a space set, I'd be cracking that bad boy open, or I wouldn't even care to have a sealed box. I'd just get an unsealed one or a secondhand one. But this is a little different.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I agree with you, because I had Greg, Danish Space Program. He had a couple of old sealed sets, a couple of them in shrink wrap still, and he was offering them up and gave me first dibs on them. And I'm like, it's like they would be wasted on me because I want to open them up. I don't want to keep them closed.
For me, the one set that I have that I don't plan to ever open is the employee gift. And because it's the one that I'm talking about is the windmill set that they made, and they gave out to employees before they later released one that they sold that's different. Well, I bought both. I mean, I got the employee one, and then I bought the one that's mass manufactured. Well, I'll open the mass manufactured one and put that in my town layout. The employee gift will always sit in the box as a memento of, I worked at the store for 2.5 years, and that's my token of that time. So I don't plan to ever open that one. Again, because it's something very personal just like, you know the creators, and so you have that kind of personal connection, and you want to keep that as a memento of like, hey, this is something cool, and I know the people that were involved in formulating this. So
exactly.
I have several sets that I specifically got to have mint sealed in box. One of them is a re-release of the Guarded In. I've got one of those set aside. For,
what is it? Say again.
The Classic Castle Guarded In. When they released that. The Exos 3, I've got one of those sealed.
I do still have one of those sealed too.
One set aside. I think I have a Ghostbusters Ecto 1 set aside too. A DeLorean. So things like that. If I'd ever gotten my hands on the Mars rover, especially when I knew Peter Pazavic when he was part of our blog, I would have had one of those put aside and.
Oh, did you know him?
Yeah, I know him.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, he was part of our blog for almost 2 years, close to 3. He had actually moved from JPL, come to NASA Greenbelt, and then gone back to JPL. Yes, Maddie, go.
No, I'm reaching up to reach other people's arms, but I was going to agree with Matt and say that I think when you have that special connection with a set, like whether it be the person who made it or it's significant in your own life, that you don't want to open it. And I can attest to that with the Adventure Time set that I got 3 months ago. It's sitting on my shelf and I'm just like, oh, I want to open it. But at the same time, I'm like, oh, I don't want to open it because I like. Yeah. Wait, I can do it with Matt too. So I can attest that the Adventure Time set is just like something that I want to like hang on to, But yeah.
So I have lots of info for you on my schedule, Lego stuff. So last weekend, not this 2 days ago, weekend before, I went to a flea market and got a bunch of random Lego. And I didn't look at it till today. I'll tell you about that in a little bit. But this past weekend, I actually got to go to in-person lug meeting, sort of, for Wamalug, which was awesome. Got to see people in person and meet people in person that I've only seen on Zoom. We got notified from a friend before we left for Virginia that the thrift store in the Virginia local area had Lego in bags. So after the lug meeting and all of the other running around that I was doing, we stopped in. I spent under $45 for 10 bags and got just a ton of things, including some decently rare parts. Sticker flag in really good shape.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. Several Han Solos and looks like Luke's. Ray. Emperor Palpatine.
Do it.
And one robot over here. He's missing an arm, but I got an extra arm.
That's an assassin droid.
Yeah, I got this. I forgot his name. Lum whatever.
I don't remember.
A 4-lom head?
Yeah, just the head.
Just the head.
That I know of. I haven't fully gone through it. So I was looking through the stuff I got last weekend today, after I got my first COVID shot, and discovered at the bottom of the box that we acquired some really nice base plates.
Yeah.
And 2 of these, and actually 2 of these. And parts in that box that look like it's the Black Knight Keep 6085 or 6059. I forget which one it is.
The Black Knights.
His feet.
Yeah, Black Knight Stronghold. Black Knight Stronghold. Somebody will have to look it up. So it looks like it's mostly there except for the horses and a couple of the figs. Got flags. I got corner wall panels. I got the granulated pieces. And also Saturday, I got that in the mail. So that was awesome. So that's my 2 weekends jammed together.
You know what? You just reminded me because I also got something else in the mail too. Not that anybody will care, but I got my my space coin, which is nice and shiny. Space. Which now goes nicely along with the other 3 coins.
No.
Can I do this?
Nice.
Can I do this and hold them all at the same time? Let's try. Think.
Fine.
Juggling.
Should have done it one-handed.
Something like that.
Shiny.
So kind of cool. And then I also got the I haven't opened it up yet, but I've got the sleeve that will actually hold all of them once the 5th coin comes in, which I'm assuming will get released for points on the next
bricks.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And then if you hung out with us at the very, very end of of Thursday Night Live this week, I won the Facebook category with my Jackson figure, which was kind of cool for Boone Imperial March. I was very excited. So
BW in the house.
Hey guys,
I'm in the house with the Old Gray Brick shirt
Who
Right.
has a shirt?
and the Zoom shirt.
Ooh.
I came in today and they're a little stinky, but you know.
Well, mine are in Monroe, Georgia. So
Yeah, mine's on the way too. It's Thursday maybe.
hopefully mine will show up tomorrow. So we'll see. So Jeff, what you got going on, buddy?
Not much. I had a quiet weekend. Didn't really do much. Well, I built the Lantern Festival set, Spring Lantern Festival on the weekend, and I did a little bit of work on tearing apart and rebuilding this middle section of my display, my classic space hanger thingy.
Was that because you were making room for the walkway? Was that what it was?
Yeah, because the walkway is going to come in right here, and this track was originally another like 8-foot section or 8 stud section long. So I wanted to move it over a bit just to give it a little bit more room. So
Now, I have concerns for you about that corner there. Is it going to clear as it goes around?
what, the monorail?
Yeah.
Oh, the monorail doesn't actually move, so
Oh, okay. All right.
let me just jump over to this.
Then you're safe.
Oh, wait, is this camera dead? This camera's dead. Forget it. So much for that idea. It doesn't work sometimes. I got a nice mohawk going on today, too. Nice.
The faux hawk. I didn't know it considered a faux hawk.
Faux hawk? Sure.
I think so.
Mine's a faux hawk.
I know. Bricksmith, yours is full on mohawk.
I was telling Mark there's a half off sale at the barbershop.
I decided to go with pigtails today.
I like it.
Oh, nice.
Minifigure hair pigtails.
I decided to go with no hairpiece today.
Gosh,
Oh, look, it's my hairstyle.
Look, this is actually a Maddie figure.
I used to have green hair too, so that's perfect.
What? You had green hair?
Yeah, I used to dye my hair a different color every month when I was working in the restaurants.
No, it looks even more like Maddie. Look at that.
Oh, you know how I get my free Lego.
Wink, wink.
So you went from green hair to the pop, the K-pop. That was your progression.
Oh no! Here's the progression. It was one strand of purple hair, then it went to full purple, then it went to just the top being bleach blonde, so like a faded bleach blonde gray. Then it went to blue, green. It was pink for a little time, and then we went to fully gone, and then the K-pop hair.
Wow.
So wait,
It was a
I'm
progression.
missing the K-pop hair reference.
So I decided it was going to be a great idea to go get a haircut in China, and I don't speak Mandarin, so it was a great experience. It was
So you
like,
just sat down and they just did what they wanted, basically.
well, yeah, I got a head massage. I got this like full spa treatment. It was great. We had like 3 shampooings or something like that. But in the end, I showed them a picture, and what happened was they gave me like a K-pop. Yeah, it looked like that. It looked just like down there. It was like a bowl cut that was like fluffed up, and
Isn't
all
that
like,
like early? Isn't that early Justin Bieber?
yeah, definitely. All of my Asian coworkers were like, because K-pop, all those dudes are very androgynous. All of my Asian coworkers were like, "You're cute, you're hot," and I noticed that all my students were doing the same thing to me, and I was like, "Oh no, it's the K-pop hair." And all my international friends were like, "What did you do?"
It's a good thing your Chinese students probably didn't know the "Hot for Teacher" riff.
Yeah. It was really a goofy time. But that haircut, it took so long to grow out, and then when I finally like got it recut again, the same kind of thing happened. They like shaved the sides, but then I had more of like a top thingy going on where it's like just sticking straight up.
Didn't you just decide while you were in China to just not get your haircut?
Well, the thing was is I like having short hair, so and I tried. You can only cut it so much yourself until you're like, I need to go see a professional. And that's something that my mom learned.
That's the only reason you need to see a professional, Maddie.
Well, I mean, we were cutting our own hair during the pandemic, and my mom, I think, is at her breaking point where she's like, I need to go see a professional, because she also has short hair, and we're both looking a little shabby.
I was just telling Bricksmith that I get my second shot next week, and then I'm going to go see someone who can cut my hair with scissors and like actually, because this is like a year's worth of clipper cuts, which is why it's all sticking up and like whatever. So it'd be nice to have a real haircut.
Nice to be able to say you're going to get your second shot.
I got mine today.
Yeah.
It occurred to me that you may not actually know what I'm referring to. So I have posted a link to Van Halen's "Hot for Teacher."
I got it. I'm watching it on silent, and now I get the drift. And I'm gonna listen to it in full mo. But I totally understand. Like she's like, oh my god.
So I'm doing my
keep
Colton face because you didn't actually know the reference until he sent you the link.
I'm really sorry. I guess you guys are that old, Dad. But like, you gotta understand.
Is it really that Van Halen's "Hot for Teacher" is that far out of?
Wait. Can we just pause this for a second? My dad really likes Van Halen, and he was the day that the one guy died.
Eddie
Van Halen.
Yeah.
Van Halen.
He was so sad. He was depressed for like 3 days, and my mom was like, "What's wrong with you, Kel? What's wrong with you?"
When we are done,
like, Eddie died.
When we are done, you will go hug your dad from Old Gray Bricks. Okay.
That song was released in 1984, by the way. So I was 9. So
my husband was 4.
6 years before I was born. I wasn't even conceived, so there you go.
But again, make sure you hug your dad before
here.
Okay, so Maddie, what would have been your teen pop idol? Yours?
Gerard Way.
Okay, so if Gerard Way died tomorrow, that's how your dad feels.
Oh yeah, for sure, for real.
And
I'm
going to go with
controversy into the mix and tell Nathan that Everybody Wants Some is really the best Van Halen song instead of Hot for Teacher, but that's beside the point.
Well, no, I don't think so. But to make Maddie feel better, I don't know who that reference is. So
Gerard Way is an emo singer. He sings a song called "I'm Not Okay." And anytime that comes up, I just start screaming it on the top of my lungs. There he is. Look at that hot baby.
Stop.
Gerard Way.
I do know basically My Chemical Romance. Okay, now I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. I got to meet them in person.
You know he wrote comic books too, right?
Oh yeah, his comic books are great.
They are.
And they're better than his singing and his writing of music.
Didn't he do Umbrella?
As a matter of fact, he did. He wrote Umbrella Academy.
Mm-hmm. You got it.
Which I have all the original issues for Umbrella Academy.
It's so crazy because when he started that band, I think he was like 16, and then he blew up when he was 19, and then he was in this like depressive pop mode state, doing drugs, drinking, like all that kind of stuff. And then when he came to his final album, this is what is beautiful about his writing musically. His final album was, I'm sorry I even did this. Like, I'm sorry I even became a pop star. Like, I want to be myself. And then,
He lost
2 weeks later?
his indie cred with me.
What?
Did he lose his indie credibility?
I don't think he
Or
lost
his emo credibility?
No, he was still very popular at the time when he decided to end his musical career because he wanted to pursue writing,
right,
and drawing, and that's what he did. So
he actually has a great story that he actually met Stan Lee. Is somebody having an Amber Alert?
Yeah. Down here in Florida.
No.
It's me too, don't worry.
Okay. But yeah, he had a great conversation where I can't remember whether it was he met Stan Lee. I don't think it was Stan Lee. I think it was a different editor from Marvel Comics while he was on the train or the subway in New York. And so that was like a great defining moment for his artistic and writing career.
I could believe it. Like I don't know.
Did you say Stan Lee, or did I just start thinking of Stan Lee?
No, I did. I said I didn't remember whether he ran into Stan Lee on the train or if it was another editor from Marvel at the time. But yeah.
As soon as you said Stan Lee, I started thinking last night I watched Venom for the first time. I never had a chance to actually watch it. And I'm watching the movie. I'm like, okay, this is pretty good. And then there's a scene where Stan Lee's in it. And I'm like, I thought I saw them all until now. It's like,
Oh my God.
Supposedly he filmed several other types of scenes that they will eventually pop into movies in the future.
Really?
That supposedly.
Yeah, well, we can hope.
We can hope.
And then they'll use a computer-generated Stan Lee, so we will never run out of them.
I mean, at the next Tupac concert, I think they're gonna sing together. Hey, on that note, guys, I gotta head out. Thanks for having me, Mark, and I love the rest of you, and I love Mark too. All right,
make like a baby, Brick Smith.
Yeah, Chris, next time, show up for your show. Bye.
Take care.
Matt,
Show up for your show.
You gotta check the comments. I'm leaving now. Oh my God.
Which comment?
About the Van Halen music video. What the hell? How is that okay?
I'm laughing. So you want to talk about slightly awkward this is like the reason I think, okay, for those people who can't read the private chat, which is everybody else, I said that I always, as a gay guy, I find the Hot for Teacher video hilarious because I'm a teacher and the classroom is never like anything that happens in that video. So like the whole thing to me is like ridiculously over the top fantasy, I mean, that's what it is. And that's why I think the video is funny. Like I watched the video and I'm chuckling because nothing in that video would happen in an actual classroom. In fact, when I went to grad school and the professor did this whole thing about how teaching is portrayed in films and television, and she showed a whole series of clips and she goes, this never happens. This never happens. This never, in the Hot for Teacher, this never happens. So like, like every single like movie, TV portrayal, she's like, this is not what your teaching career is going to look like.
So it's like in Supernatural when Sam is trying to tell Dean, this is reality, not porn. Okay, sorry. Supernatural reference out of nowhere. So.
Oh, I haven't watched that, so.
Oh my!
I do recommend you the Patton Oswalt stand-up about heavy metal videos.
Okay,
check that out because it's fantastic because he talks about how the band would show up and do a squibbity doo on their guitar, and your Honda Civic would turn into a sleek Lamborghini.
So, the one classroom related thing that was like kind of funny is before I met my current husband, I dated someone who was much younger than myself.
And by the way, if that means anything, his spouse is much younger than he is. So
he's 10 years. This person
is younger yet. Cradle robber.
This person was 17 years younger.
Oh God!
Don't you know it's half your age plus 7? You never go below that.
So he was at least in his 20s. I mean, once you get in your 20s, you're an adult. You can do whatever you want. So he was a chef in a restaurant, and one of the waitresses happened to go to my class, but they didn't know that. And so she starts talking about, I'm taking this class with this professor. And he goes, wait, who is your professor? And she goes, Matthew Gunning. And he goes, oh, I'm dating him. And she's like, so that was interesting.
Cradle robber.
I was a cradle robber for a while.
I don't know how we segue into something else from this.
Chris wasn't here to put up the PG advisory this time, so
we don't have Chris's nervous laughter going.
My labyrinth of Lego. Here we go.
There's no falsetto laugh today.
Is he still watching?
It's hard to. Well, he hasn't. We haven't seen him going into a coronary on the chat, so I'm thinking
he's still moving the sofa. So
I see. Brickenizer said, "I taught at the wrong school." That was my problem.
That's right. Matt was in the wrong schools, apparently.
Which is obvious.
So while we're talking about the chat, I do want to say hello to everybody who's shown up for this lovely show. Proud Love is in the chat. Seth Bland is in the chat.
Speak of the devil.
Zoom, nothing's happening. Nothing to worry about.
Move along, Chris. You don't need to watch the recap.
Yeah, Brett's Build showed up. Fick and Bricks showed up. And way up in there somewhere, Adrian Drake made a comment as well. So a bunch of people showed up. Hello, everybody in the chat. Except for Chris. Nothing, Dad. Nothing. We weren't doing anything. We were doing work. We were studying.
I'm just doing mosaic. Nothing exciting. Go back to
Can I say that
want to go to the bathroom?
Having pigtails just makes me feel like I'm 5 again. It's just like, oh, I'm 5. Oh, it's super weird.
Well, it is generally a younger person's hairstyle, so
I'm still young.
I didn't say younger. I'm just saying younger.
Wait. Cleveland, that's where I'm from. Where did you get that, Rich?
I found this in the detritus of the bags that I opened up last night.
Okay,
Sorry,
when we meet at
yeah, that's why I kept it.
Yeah, we're gonna trade that. It's a pin, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Rich, I do have a question for you, but you have to promise to be close enough to your mic where it's not stuttering. You said your lug actually met in person?
Sort of.
So could you elaborate?
At least 7 people showed up at Brick Mania.
So it was like an impromptu meeting? It was an impromptu meeting?
It was scheduled lug meeting or Zoom, and some people showed up at Brick Mania and hung out.
Okay.
At the Dulles Expo Center. They have a Brick Mania store there. So one person actually works there, and she said, come on down, and you guys can set up in the back. So there was, not including my wife and I, we had, I want to say 7 other people there.
That's good.
Yeah. And we knew that we shot today, so that's awesome. And a lot of people already had.
Did you just bring Lego stuff to kind of build and stuff, like a mini lug meeting while you were listening into the remote meeting, or was there other Lego activities, or what was going on there?
There was, well, we didn't bring anything because we were actually bringing my stepson back from here to his home because he came up over this weekend to apply for jobs and get some interviews, which he found a job. He got a couple of job offers. So they're like, yes, can you start working this week, tomorrow, any day? And he's like, well, I have to move first. So we took him back yesterday. And then when we were done dropping him off, we went to the lug meeting and stopped by and stuck our faces in front of the camera so that Constantine could see us. And we talked.
It was part of that meeting. It was important for him to keep up with attendance.
Yeah, it's important. Deb and Vitaly were there, and Vitaly built a Fabuland modular. It was really nice, 16 by 16. Had Fabuland furniture in it. Had a Fabuland kind of motif to it in the design. Quite nice. Ben Rome was there. I think he bought the new Chinese Lantern Festival set at the Lego store, the one that somebody's booking for. He was building that. And Charlie Sykes was sorting Lego for the parts draft, and I met Norman for the first time in person, and Mike was there, Mike Herod, and a couple other people.
Have you guys been doing virtual parts drafts?
That's what, yeah, he's been doing. He's been kind of setting those up, but I haven't been participating.
That's one of the things I've wanted to do through the pandemic, but I haven't really gotten to it.
Yeah, it's very low on my priority level based on this.
Well, yeah, I know, but I mean, like, I have several sets that I want to do a parts draft for our lug, and while it would require doing virtually, and I kind of feel like I would rather just do it in person because it would be less work for me.
I did a couple parts drafts with Abby's Dabbies. And I think I probably did three of them with them, and so they do it over camera.
Matthew, if anyone wants to actually buy from her and support her store, it's Abby Dabbles.
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 Yeah.
Abby Dabbles. Okay.
I try to buy something from her every time she comes to Brick Fair, Virginia. Some piece of jewelry. So I try to make sure she gets some love for her store.
I used to buy minifigures from those guys, but now I'll have to try and buy something else from them.
And for the record, I think I heard Rich say he wants to draft his collection. Did I hear that right?
I heard that too.
Yeah.
Did you?
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think
I want to draft the small parts room.
I was going to say the small parts room.
Yeah. No. You don't want it.
I just wanted to say, hey guys, look who it is.
Ah!
It's Maddie. I went to the Lego store and I got all this for free. They gave me all of this. I'm going to take it home.
And it's going to stay on my shelf until I don't know. I'm 5 years old. I don't know what to do with it.
You forgot the part where she's like, "Hey guys, I bought this. How can I smuggle it back in the car without my parents seeing it?"
Hey! That did happen today. Do you want to hear about how that happened today?
Oh, we need the newest adventures of Maddie smuggling Lego.
You need to cue the Mission Impossible music.
Okay, so I went to Target, right? And we just moved this box. We'll just like this. And I saw that they had this, right? Oh, so cool. And then I was like, for other Jeff's Build Challenge, I need this card. So I bought that. And then I was like, how do I get it home? My mom knows I went to the thrift store. So I took the box and I put it in here. And I came in the house like this. So I was hiding Lego and Lego.
Sneaky. Sneaky.
I
I guess we'll find out if your parents watch your show.
I was going to say.
They don't.
What if I message them?
Do you know my dad's name? Oh, I gave that away during this live stream. So you do know my dad's name. Do you know my last name? You don't, do you? Yeah. They'll never know.
Isn't it Bricken? Bricken's your last name?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. It's Bricken. Mm-hmm. If you want to send me something, address is every week. Oh, that was a bad time. I should not be doing that because that's some serious counseling right there. Like, why do I need to hide that? I'm a 30-year-old lady living with her parents. I don't need to hide my Lego.
Well, actually, there's probably something to that you're 30-year-old living at home. So yeah, you feel the need to justify your spending.
Yeah.
It's just paying for your own rent somewhere else. So
Okay, so I got a professor over here. Wait, this way. Professor over here and a psychologist down there.
actually, Matthew and I were just talking about this the other day that I've been recommended that I should have either been a teacher or a counselor. So
Interesting.
yeah, but IT is much more lucrative.
IT, you make a lot more money.
Pays for
Yeah.
the bricks.
Yeah.
Yeah, because at this point, it's like, even though I'm still living with my parents, I'm spending all my money on Lego, apparently. So
Yeah, what else would you live
You have a
with?
support group who's in
It's Lego money.
it's not a bad thing. It's just
Yeah, the
I
worst
have a-
thing to do for Lego, for if you wanted to try and like not spend a lot on Lego, the worst thing for you to do is to hang out and talk to other AFOLs.
I know. Well, that's the thing. We talked about this in the one stream where we talked about like sneaking Lego in. The worst thing you're gonna do for an alcoholic and Alcoholics Anonymous to be like, "Hey, you want to have an Alcoholics Anonymous at a bar?"
Exactly.
Like, so,
There's no support group. We're all just a bunch of enablers.
yeah. And but I have to say that this last week it was really awesome because I was able to find a lot of Lego and I did not spend not $100. Like normally I would spend like $100 a week. And I used VIP points. I went to the thrift store and I got 2 $10 polybags. Like it could be worse. I could be spending like $100 a day on crack. Like like
Yeah, once you use
how
the
you
crack, you
justify
can't
it.
sell it on. Like if you
But then-
take it for a profit.
Yeah, my friends are always like, "Hey, who wants to meet at Atlanta Brick Company?"
it's like, or I could have the friends who would be like, "Hey, who wants to meet in a dark alley right now?" And and you're just like,
It's like
Hello?
asking a fat kid if he wants to go to the chocolate factory. I mean, come on.
yeah.
Hey, little boy, you want some candy?
Augustus Gloop, would you like a chocolate bar?
Oh my
Well,
god,
very much. Yeah.
very much.
Hey, just follow me back to my house. I'll get you a Lego set.
Yeah.
Deal.
As it,
Well, I was thinking my next TikTok video is going to
I
be
remember
about
when I-
slap in the bag, but with Lego. But I thought like a lot of my viewers are under the age of 16, so that's not really appropriate.
I remember when I was a young, easily swayed AFOL who had just discovered the AFOL community, and I met a nice guy who worked at a Lego store named Rich, and he asked me if I wanted to go back to his house to hang out with his Lego collection. This is entirely true. And yeah,
I'm pretty sure this is how gay porn starts, but
meet me at the store before I close, and we can go back to my place and use my Lego collection. So I show up, and the first thing he does when we leave is he gives me this little Lego set. This like free little. It was like a Crusader with a little cart he pulled, like a little poly bag.
You still have it?
I would be in the Crusader collection. I didn't keep it that way, but and then we, and this was promising, so I went along with him, and we went back to his house, and he has a really, I can confirm in case you don't believe the video, Rich has a lot of Lego.
he also drives a van now, so be warned.
A big blue van that has a Lego license plate on the front.
It's a panel man. That's perfect.
Wait, so this was like a true story that was like plumped up. Like I was like, oh my god, this is gonna end badly. And
No, every word of that story was true.
It just goes to show you that not everything ends in weird satanic porn.
Some strangers at stores who want to give you free Lego to come over to check out their Lego collection at home. That's really
Oh my
says on
god!
the box.
Don't say that, because you know that guy that I was like winking at. My dad was like, I was fully prepared for him to hand you a phone number, and he's like, "Did he give you a phone number on the receipt?" And I was like, "No."
But he told you his name on the receipt, didn't he?
I can promise you all this. If you come to my house now, it's actually a sort of a store where it's commercial and public. So there's no fear.
Well,
There'll be no fear.
you actually live near to where my brother moved, and my brother is a chef, and he just got a job at a restaurant, which you were saying that your son does that too. But I have plans after I get my second vaccination that I'll be down in Virginia sometime soon. So we should.
Well, I'm not in Virginia anymore. I'm in Pennsylvania.
Oh, dang!
Virginia, Pennsylvania, Connecticut. It's all the same.
It's all that. It's on the way. You can pass it on the way. Just stay on the Pennsylvania Turnpike. Don't turn south yet.
Oh, why did I think that you were in Virginia?
Because I just went there this weekend to drop my son off to go to a Wamalug meeting. And nobody knew we were going to show up either, so that was the fun part.
Oh God. Okay. I'll still keep the premise because it is along the way. I mean, you have to go through all the cornfields to get there, anyways. So.
And you're going to come to Brick Fair, Virginia, if it's on. So we'll see you then. Yeah.
That's my dad even said he wants to go. So that's who's in charge now. Definitely Brick and Matt is in charge because this. Yeah.
So when he comes, we're going to tell him to make sure you check all the things you carry into the house from now on.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, I wouldn't be sneaking in $10
I actually have one set sealed mint in box that I'm not planning on opening, and that's a Shell Ferrari.
Because wait, guys,
Shell. So
when I have
opener
2 jackets. And sometimes I'm feeling the need for minifigures. And these jackets have those inner pocket linings or whatever. So you can slide minifigure bags in there. So you can sneak in.
It's all how you can sneak it in the house.
Oh, but don't tell my dad. That would be so horrible.
Maddie is living in just like, it's almost like you're in like war-torn, Western Germany,
No, don't equate it to that.
You're smuggling contraband in from the Allied forces.
I'm bringing in Coca-Cola and chocolate, Hershey's Kisses.
We are with the resistance.
No, that's French.
Yeah.
German accent, please.
Well, no, I mean, with the resistance is who,
Oh.
Yeah, you could have gone Dutch.
Star Wars reference.
No, just World War II.
I'm dying. Okay, I'm going to go now.
So we've achieved the show.
And Star Wars were based off of the Nazis, so it's slightly a reference.
We've achieved the show objective of embarrassing Maddie to the point where she just drops off.
I have to go now, guys. Bye. See you later. It's Moto. It's Moto's cameras.
See, there she goes again. She's dropping the Moto.
Sure, blame it on Moto.
Oh my God.
So this weekend when we went to Atlanta Brick Company, where I got together with Chris and Dana. Chris was so kind as to give me my award for new old great brick.
What a
I was really kind of impressed that it comes with really great. It comes with good parts, you guys.
That's a hard to find figure too.
And it was a bargain deal, so it was probably $10 with a sticker on it, but then probably super discounted after that.
Well, actually, I mean, for real, it does come with a pretty good sized bag of parts.
Actually, this is a pretty decent sized bag of parts.
It's not just that little circle of minifig stuff. It's got this whole bag inside of it, so it does come with a pretty good little amount of stuff in there. So
Yeah,
it ain't bad.
That is pretty good.
And it's DK.
Chima.
DK Publishing Group has some of the best books. Just saying.
Oh no, they do have the best books.
They're great quality, great paper, great printing, great everything.
Absolutely.
So Mark's a converted Chima fan now. That's what he just said, right?
Yeah.
No. Anything that comes with blue hands is golden. You're good to go.
I think he needs to change his chat name to Loves Chima.
Well, I'm sure if Chris was here, he would, but he's not. So,
So if you love Chima that much, Mark, like I have the Chima flashlights at my discount store. Do you want me to pick you up some? Flashlights, guys, come on.
Actually.
I don't know how Chris got on the whole thing about me hating Chima, because I don't really hate it. I just never bought any of the sets. It was more like one of those things that I was just like,
I built one of the store displays, that big mammoth, that walking mammoth. I built the store display, and then I gave it to my nephew, who's like a big Chima fan. Apparently the only one, but he liked Chima.
Oh man.
So why did Chima get such a bad name? Why do people hate it so much?
Furries.
Furries.
Have you seen the minifigures?
well, no. I think Mark is about to. Are you going to talk about all the Technic?
no, I was just going to say it's the thing that sort of replaced a Ninjago, and I think a lot of the Ninjago fans were like, bah, I hate it.
Yep.
But Ninjago is still around and Chima isn't, so you know. Ow.
Well,
They were gonna phase out. They were gonna phase out Ninjago, but
yeah,
the fan outcry saved it, literally.
Literally.
And sales, good strong sales help saved it too.
Yeah.
It never hurts.
It sold better than Chima, so.
But yeah, because Abner pointed out to me that Ninjago is evergreened, which in my company, in the IT world, that means it's going to be phased out and go away. But in the Lego world, that means you will never phase out and you will never go away. So, like Castle, Pirate, Town, it has been.
I think the Lego usage sounds more like what that word means, Dana. I don't understand.
Oh, I know. Trust me. But in
why
my
would
world,
you say
they call
something's
it,
evergreen if it's being phased out?
You're absolutely right. But I also work in an industry with more acronyms than you can shake a stick at. So
no. To be fair, if they said it was ever given,
Ever given? Yeah, that's why I thought he said it first.
yeah, if they said it was ever given, then okay, then it's all jammed up and it's not going anywhere. So that would make sense.
I'm with you. I'm just used to dealing with IT people saying evergreen, meaning it's going to go away. I'm like, how is
See,
that?
Nathan's in the chat. Nathan, he's with me.
Why would evergreen mean it's going away? The word ever is in there. Like,
You know what? I'm going to tomorrow when I'm on a conference call, I'm going to ask somebody that question because
Good.
It is unknown to me why it's referred to as evergreen.
that's a question that deserves to be asked.
And it might just be the company I work for. I don't know. I'll find out. Inquiring minds want to know.
So there's Moto with a take a lap for Chima. That's
Speeders.
Speedors.
also looks like minifigure collectors joined us. Hope Castle, Mr. Blue, and I think that's everybody who's joined us recently. But hello, what are we what are we looking at? VW, what do you
Evergreen.
Evergreen IT running services comprised of components that are always up to date.
Oh, you know what? I'm probably misreferencing because it's a project I'm working on to replace hardware that would have gone out of date. So we're evergreening it, meaning it we're replacing.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it was a misunderstanding.
I've never heard of that term.
You use evergreen as a verb to evergreen something to kind of keep it up to date.
It means because we're replacing it. So yes, as opposed
updating. You're updating it so it stays evergreen.
Yes, something like that.
Not
Is it-
Katniss Everdeen, but Katniss Evergreen.
Evergreen.
Is it in referral to like new evergreen trees?
Well, evergreens never die, right? Well, I mean,
Evergreen.
Right.
they always have their leaves, right?
Yeah.
So in
and-
IT, it's just the services or the machines are always the most recent machines and always get upgraded. So they never die.
Whoa! What a play on that. That is pretty cool. In a way.
It's a weird phrase. I've never heard about it until tonight.
But now
Really?
you know.
But now I know. Yeah, I've never heard of that. I'm a programmer, but I don't really
So
work on the
I'm not
server
either.
side.
when we
Although
go
to
and
be
talk
fair,
okay.
I think I first heard it at the Lego store in respect to Ninjago, where they came back and they said it's evergreen, and I was like, okay.
But
I-
evergreen is obviously a status that can be revoked. Like Castle is theoretically evergreen, but like it's not. It hasn't always been around. I mean, it kind of goes away for a while, and you hope it comes back.
That is a valid point. To what does evergreen mean to Lego? Did they follow their own rules?
Are you sure they're not just talking about Lloyd?
Yeah.
What does it mean evergreen according to Lego? Does it mean that it'll always be back, or does it mean that so long as you have evergreen status, then you're always on the shelves? In which case,
Evergreen.
I was told that it's like Star Wars. We will always have it in the store.
It's money.
Now, that other thing you're thinking about is athlete's foot. It doesn't actually go away. It just keeps coming back every couple of years.
And maybe I shouldn't have used the word castle and pirate as evergreen. Maybe I should have used Star Wars in town or city.
Cancel is really deciduous. That one cracks me up.
I have a castle to show off here that I've been working on.
Wow, that was a segue.
Hey,
Yeah.
we got some actual Lego content.
My take on the Black Falcon's Fortress. I need to do a little more to it. It's missing the corner in this corner, and I haven't figured out how to do that yet. But I need to figure out what to put there, like to do another tower, or I don't want to just do like a corner wall without a tower, but I need to figure out what to do there, like maybe a little keep, or I don't know. That's my new castle. It's like a little vacation castle for my big castle.
Well, that was an excellent segue that brought us back to Lego as a topic instead of Dana's job or whatever.
I didn't mean to bring a topic to my job. We're just talking evergreen.
Yes, Maddie, what do you have for us? You're muted.
Okay, so last week I went to Target and I tried to buy these Lego sets, the Legoland sets, and they wouldn't sell them to me. And then I went to Target today and they were on the shelf. Did you guys know that they're selling Legoland sets at Target?
As a matter of fact, if Chris was here, he would show the picture that he took in his Target of all the Legoland sets.
I was like, what? It was the complete Legoland layout, which they were selling for like $120. And then the smaller sets were $15. And then there was the Ninjago Legoland one, which I was like, that's pretty cool. I would buy it. But it was at like $30. And I was like, I'm going to let it slide. Because I know we'll be at Target for a while. But it just kind of surprised me because it says on the box, exclusive. So I'm wondering, and maybe you guys have an opinion on this too. I'm thinking that because of COVID, all the Legoland stores were closed, and so now they have all these backlog sets, and they're like, what do we do with them? Oh, Target will take them. Because some of these Legoland sets on eBay are going for like $40, $50 a piece right now. But now that they're at all the Targets, they're probably not going to be worth anything. I mean, you know what I mean? Like the prices that were listed on eBay. Oh, and you got your thing from Target?
Speaking of Target exclusives that weren't very exclusive, my red Carnage showed up, which I bought purely from a Bricklink store, but they're very plentiful right now, so I'm not going to get much of a markup. So it'll go in the long-term buy and hold and sell someday category.
And hey, on that topic, Red Carnage showed up in the chat just a few moments ago. So here he is. Hello, welcome. It's Red Carnage with Red Carnage.
It sounds like a fancy like French wine. You want some Red Carnage? Red Carnage?
Well, I say it that way because of the Tailspin cartoon where Don Carnage,
Carnage, yes.
the sort of goofy villain guy, and he was funny.
Very Ricardo Montalban-esque.
Yes, he made me laugh.
That guy comes back in the latest DuckTales iteration too, and it's pretty funny.
That's awesome. He was always great.
Mm-hmm.
What is DuckTales?
Ooh.
Oh.
Oh, sorry. It's a Disney Huey,
And
Dewey,
that's
and
how
Louie
old
show.
Matthew is.
Matthew knows. Matthew knows.
Oh.
I didn't date 12-year-olds. I dated people in their 20s.
Oh god. Okay.
We've not gone completely off the rails this evening, so it's okay.
I think we've been able to steer things back on track. You know?
I would say the train is on two wheels.
I was
Can we go back to Hot for Teacher for a bit?
Spaces.
Now someone needs to build a Hot for Teacher mock, I think. But
Yeah.
okay, so to come back to Lego, one of the things that I learned at our Lego store today is that you can pre-order the Star Wars helmet sets that are coming out, and if you pre-order them and you buy enough, you'll qualify for the GWP, and you don't have to be there the first day when the GWP goes on sale. They will save one and save your set, so you can show up on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, because the gift with purchase lasts through the 5th. So I went ahead and plunked down. You have to put $15 down. So I put $15 down for the 2 helmets and the probe droid. So there'll be one of each waiting for me, and I'll get whatever the GWP is.
Oh, so are those released on May the 4th weekend?
Yes. Well,
The
maybe
ship date is
before
April
that.
26th, though.
Maybe before that, but typically you have to make a Star Wars purchase to get the GWP. So that's why I was going to wait until then to buy it.
So the GWP is Star Wars related. Is
On
that
May
even
the
a
4th,
question?
Always on May the 4th.
Always.
Has anybody seen one, or has anybody heard what
I
it's
have not
going
heard
to be?
announcements for it yet.
No.
I will share the rumor that we will get a modular version of the Daily Bugle this year. So it could be modular or it could be Marvel, depending on what your layout is. But it's like modular scale Daily Bugle.
Speaking of
That's
which, the Spring Lantern Festival is modular too. I didn't realize that until I started building it.
Yeah, it connects
Which is
into
nice. Yeah.
the temple.
Oh, it connects into the regular town series too, like the modular buildings.
And,
as well.
It's still not even, you can't even order it for back order. It's saying it's out of stock completely, which that's really worrying me because it's like
it was in stock for a little while, about a week or two ago,
and
or
I
literally
know.
like less than 12 hours.
Yeah, and when I went to go try to buy it when it was back in stock, it was gone. And then I was like, I keep calling the Lego store hoping that they'll get a few in, because the Lego store told me like every week we get like 3 of the sets that are out of stock in the store. But every time I call them, they're like, nope, someone's already reserved them. Nope, they're gone. Nope, our whatever employee bought them or something.
Do you ask them which day their truck's coming in? Because they know.
Yeah.
Okay.
I asked that question too because you mentioned that once before, and so I call them every Thursday around 2 p.m. because their trucks come in at Thursday at 10 a.m. So, if anyone's got an extra Spring Lantern, let me know. I'm willing to buy it off you.
Well, I'm going to try to get it on Friday. I know the truck comes in here on Friday, and I told them that's the set I'm specifically looking for. So if they have 2, I'll get one for you.
Okay, if they have 2 on Friday, pick it up. I'm dead serious. I have the money sitting there for it.
Shipping will be $50, but
I thought you were going to say shipping was going to be $1,000. It'd be like, oh my god, bro, what an inflation!
you can drive down and pick it up.
I mean, I got the story of Leanne, but I haven't built it yet. But because I really want to build the Spring Lantern Festival and then when I built the Story of Neon, like have it all set up: the temple, the Story of Neon, and the spring lantern.
My store had the Story of Neon on the shelf, and they've had the Lantern Festival come in and out of stock. The last time I was in, they had one sitting there, but I was waiting for double points because that's how I am. And so I mean, they've had it just like with the bonsai tree. They get a couple in like every other week, and then they sell. But they actually now had the flower bouquet in stock. So
interesting. So if you can scoop that up during double VIP, you can get those double VIPs on me, and then you can send me the freaking Spring Lantern Festival, okay?
Okay.
I also have it on my watch list on Shop at Home, so if I see it come up, I'll let you know.
Awesome. And then I'll do that extra wink, and then I'll get it for free.
Sure, you
just
can get
have
the
to drive
information.
to Canada. You just have to have your
No,
passport.
this is Shop at Home, though. I'm not buying it for you. I'm just saying I can tell you if it's going to be there.
But it's shopathome.ca.
It looks like it's similar because every time I've seen something come up, I see an article in one of the blogs that says it's available in other places too. But they sell it at the same time too. So, but it is weird because our stock actually does come from Niagara Falls to the warehouse there. So I don't know how that works.
Matthew is huge in Niagara Falls. I said Matthew is huge in Niagara Falls.
Okay.
Come on, people! 16 candles. Come on.
Sorry.
That's not
I never
my
saw
favorite
it.
movie.
Anyone?
That one I know.
No.
Okay, at least you got that one.
For the record, it's the rumor mill has it that it's a Star Destroyer will be the gift with purchase.
How big is it?
Huge.
Small?
Well, I don't know. There's no info on that. I mean, when I scrolled down, it was just like they have the picture of this one, but that's the actual set, right?
How
It
many
doesn't mean
pieces
that's
is
That
that?
was the mini scale. That was the mini scale.
mini scale. Yeah. So I don't know. But anyways, that's what the rumor mill is saying right now.
Wait, freaking Nizor. Frickin' Nizor has a good question there. Guys, if you had a chance to create your own theme for Lego, what would it be? And wait, I just want to say, you can't say space or castle. That's not fair.
Thank you.
No
Castle.
space or castle. No.
I would
No.
create steampunk. I would buy steampunk.
Really?
Yeah.
Steampunk would actually work really well with Lego.
There was
they
a
kinda
set.
did the Ninjago steampunk type thing.
The Master Builder series had a time machine that looked steampunk and it looked great. And I bought it because I thought it was a fun set. If they made a whole line that looked like that, sort of steampunk and the Master Builder, I would buy it all.
Yeah, one of the larger Ninjago sets looked very steampunk. The villain guy even had a top hat that was on top of the thing. It was very steampunky.
I would pick X-Files, and I know that's like a very, very exclusive, like whatever theme, but some of the X-Files episodes would make really great Lego, like the monster themed episodes.
Yeah, but there's no buildings, iconic buildings or vehicles.
Yeah. FBI building. Come on, the Hoover building.
Have you seen FBI buildings?
It's boring.
No, I think I'd go with something like ancient Greece, and I can't quite decide whether to go like mythology or more historically based, but I think like an Ancients line, if they did it well, would be nice. And I want a little bit less juniorized than the Vikings line. Like I think that there's a lot of really interesting architecture, a lot of interesting figs, it's got some monsters.
I think you could do that with both the mythology and the architecture. You can incorporate some of those buildings into the mythology,
What about a How to Train Your Dragon version?
So some sort of Scandinavian theme?
Or how about?
Well, you've got dragons, you've got Vikings. I don't know.
How about
I
what
love the
Magnus
movies.
was saying? How about having like what Magnus was saying, but like when you have your different waves, like every year you do a new like Romans one year and Greek the next, and
you can do
Egyptians, and then like you can go try and think the South America.
Gladiators.
Byzantine,
You say gladiators?
Macedonia,
Mongols.
It'd be kind of cool because I mean, then you could pull in the lore from each of those things, right? You could have like Cyclopses in some of the Grease stuff, or I think Cyclops.
Griffins.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool to do.
It would be educational and fun.
Mhm.
That's a great
They already
combination.
have a Medusa fig, so that's all right.
Yeah.
We have a Medusa. We have a Minotaur.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have a Cyclops too.
We have a Poseidon.
Mm-hmm.
A
Yeah, there's a
Cyclops.
Yeah.
You can get Achilles with
Ooh.
the little the wings on the feet.
You mean Icarus
Mercury.
or Mercury?
Yeah, sorry.
Mercury.
Mercury.
One of us here studied classics, but
You know what? We will give you a pass on like 80s pop culture, but when it comes to classical history, no pass.
And that's horrible because I studied classical archaeology.
You studied this stuff more recently than most. I like that.
I'm going home. Bye, guys.
You are home.
we could have an Aeneas figure. She's laughing. We could have a Brutus that stabs Julius Caesar. That'd be awesome.
We could also have Orestes. You know who he is? He's a mass murderer who asks for repentance.
How about Eurydice when, don't look back?
I just thought of a line, but I don't know.
Minifigs with Greek gods or something.
We could have Charon directing the boat that carries the dead across the river Styx, and you've got the coins. That'd be great.
Oh,
Is that-
There you go.
started-
That's the new theme. That's what all those coins are for.
Yeah, that's what I was going for.
Rich, I liked your ray gun.
You're welcome. I mean, thank you. I mean,
That's why,
steampunk. Steampunk forever, man.
Yeah, I would buy
that's why
steampunk.
Dana's collecting all those coins so that he can try to get Charon to take him to Legoland when he dies. That's what he's going to do.
You know, I've heard rumors of people wanting to have their ashes spread through Disney World.
Oh no, that's happened. That's
Yes.
happened.
Yeah, they arrest those people and sue them.
That
Yeah,
sounds
well-
sanitary.
It actually it's not unsanitary.
I mean,
It sounds gross.
But
It sounds gross.
the concept of breathing in someone else's ashes is kind of disturbing because you're like, you're right. But it's all sanitized once it's been burnt and stuff.
I smell dead people. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about having your ashes like melted into like the big vat of like ABS at a Lego factory, and then you get spread into like Lego sets all over the world?
Oh my god.
Great. There you go.
Ironically, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but there was a comic book writer who, when he was cremated, he had little bits of ash inserted into all the graphic novels of his book.
That's
the
kosher.
the first editions, mind you. So if you've got like a second edition or higher, you don't have human remains. Ash in there.
So in 100 years, they go to the Antiques Roadshow and they hold up the book and they open up. They're like, "Yep, his ashes are here." They're just like sprinkling.
So he was writing graphic novels until like the year before he died?
Well, no, it was in his will. He put to have his ashes sprinkled into the first edition of the graphic novel.
I believe it was mixed into the ink, Dana.
No, was it the ink?
Yeah, it was the ink.
Okay, all right.
Well, people get tattoos with their loved ones'
It
ashes
wasn't
as
tattoo
well.
ink. It was just the printing ink.
I'm just saying.
And some people go to Tatooine and their aunt and uncle turn into ashes.
Oh.
Oh,
I actually got that reference 'cause I watched that one. So, haha, joke's on you.
Maddie got it. Maddie got it.
Hooray!
Oh my gosh, that place is a real place though too. It's actually called Tatooine.
Yeah, it's called Tunisia.
I was gonna say, isn't it Tunisia?
Yeah. Okay.
Any tries? Can you throw up a fail?
Tunisia.
Fail.
I think this probably is a really good moment to just kind of wrap the show up. We've been going for an hour and a half.
Circling the tower here for
you don't think we're about to peak if we wait another 5 minutes?
We're losing altitude, so I think I'll just I'll just say thanks to everybody who tonight. It's definitely been a very messy Monday, and it's been fun. It's been fun, and hopefully on Thursday, Chris will host his own show again, because this has been pretty messy for a messy Monday. But thanks to everybody in the chat for joining, and everybody have a great night, and we'll see you on Thursday.
Good night, everybody.
Yes.
Bye.